Good afternoon. So, tried to go for a run out on the little punt this afternoon, just to take the girls out up the river. This motor has been sitting for probably close to 10 years. Little 15 horsepower Honda, so no worries about it running. But the impeller was chewed out. So we've got the lower leg off and repairing that, and while I was doing it I managed to snap a bolt. But apparently that's pretty standard with these ones, so I broke a bolt there, and I also cracked a bolt in the housing as well, so I just tapped that and cleaned it all out, and just about to put a helicoil in it. And I've got a whole set of stainless helicoils. These things are legit, so I'll fix that up. So this gives you an idea. That was the thermostat housing seal. So that's pretty cooked. The thermostat itself was stuck shut, so it was not working very well. And as you can see, the state of a few of the bolts. There's a few half bolts in there. The rest of them are still stuck in the block, which is shit. So anyway, there's one. That's the culprit right there. The other half of it's still in the block. So that's my job. So this piece has got quite a lot of corrosion on it, so got to try and give it a clean, because that's where all the O-ring sits. Well, it's not really an O-ring, it's just sort of more of a gasket, but you look how knackered that is. This thing is trashed. There's like not much left to that. It was so corroded in the housing and everything, so I had to clean all that up. But this has got so much junk on it. Try and get it all cleaned up and kind of back to normal and see how it goes. Wonder why we use those. Good stuff. So now I've got to try and get the one out of the block. So that's going to be awesome fun, because the drill bit snapped in it as well. And it's really rusted in. So it's going to be a long way in. Yeah, that's going to suck. I've got all this corrosion and everything in here to clean up. So that's actually an anode in there. So that's meant to be that corroded and crap. So when it all comes back and I get all the parts, I'll put a new anode in there and a new impeller, and then hopefully it'll it won't get cooked this time. So I'm going to pull the plugs out and have a look in the bore to make sure that I haven't overheated it. But I saw that it wasn't spitting out water out the telltale, so I stopped and had to paddle it back with the two girls. But lucky I was with a tide going the right way, so I kind of just had to steer it back. But we had a lot of wind, so there was still a fair bit of paddling to get us back. But anyway, it's all apart, it's all stripped down. Looks a little sad without a prop on the bottom, but it is what it is. So I'm going to check the oil too to make sure there's no water in it, but we're clean, so that's a plus. Hello. Well, let's see how we go with this. There's 2 bits of drill bits stuck in there, so let's give it a crack. Your magnet's too big? Turn your pick into a magnet. Look at that. That's what we like to see. Part 1. There's a second piece in there. Oh, that's some of it. Oh, there we go. A few more bits. That's what we want. That's all broken drill bit. Pretty stoked on that. That bolt there definitely was a pain in the butt. I cracked that one. Well, I didn't crack it. So I turned it into a M8, and these are all M6. But I had enough material to tap it, and it cleared the thermostat housing as well, so it can stay like that. I'm not too worried. It's probably going to be stronger. Stainless helicoil in there, so I'll just grease it up when I put it all back together, and it'll make it solid as. I had to drill the thermostat housing as well, just to make it a bit bigger, because it was a brass insert. Had a brass insert to fit. You can see one's 6 and one's 8. So it works now. Kind of looks like a bit like Sid the Sloth. Oh, I'm tired. Yeah, so that's going to be much better. So now the other thing I've got to do is I've got to take the plugs out and check that the head's not scored, or the bore's not scored. So mind you, this is a 20-year-old motor that's done not much work, but it's sat around for a long time, so I definitely saw some stuff. The other thing that I've got to do is that little piece in there, that screw that you can see, that's actually a sacrificial anode. So it's cooked, so I've got to try and get that out now too and replace it. But other than that, I'll give it all a clean and a blast out, and it should be all good. Alright, let's see how we go. 20-year-old motor. Old tools are the best. Screwdriver with a 13mm socket on the end of it. Oh yeah. Look at that. That one was a bit of a worry. That point is literally where the water pump pushes through. So that's supposed to have an anode, a sacrificial piece on there, which obviously there was, and it's done its job. So stoked about that. You can see all the crap there though. It's pretty full of gunk.